Have you ever bought a piece of DJ equipment only to regret it later? I think everybody has. Dan Carpenter and John Young did a show about this on Disc Jockey News last night, and I'll put that link in the description of this video. But in the meantime, let us know what you regret buying and why. I think there are a lot of reasons people regret buying equipment. One of the big ones is you try to save some money, or maybe you don't even try to save money. Maybe you buy something at a premium price, but it just doesn't work right. It never worked right, or maybe it doesn't work for very long. A really good example of this would be a wireless microphone. Some people try to go ultra budget on wireless microphones. They've come a long way, but yeah, you can still get a really dodgy wireless microphone that drops out during the best man's speech or has a lot of interference or something that's very embarrassing. You tried to save some money, you were hoping that it would work right, but it never did, or it didn't work for very long. I guess my advice on that would be to try to buy quality stuff. Sometimes stuff costs more than you want to spend, but maybe that's just what it costs to get something of any kind of quality. Something else that happens a lot is you buy a piece of equipment and it works exactly how it's supposed to, but it's just not a good fit for you. This happens all the time with speakers and lighting and computer stuff. Maybe you've bought some lighting software or a lighting board and you just can't figure it out. It's like you've tried and you can't, or it's just a lot of work, more work than you thought, more hassle than you thought. Maybe you bought a big 18-inch subwoofer thinking it would be great for weddings, but not only is it too much bass for a wedding, but it's very heavy and you have a hard time getting in your vehicle. It happens all the time, guys. You're not alone. So, put some thought into your purchases. Make sure it fits into your vehicle. If you work by yourself, make sure you can physically handle it. Look at the weight on it. Look where handles are. This is stuff I have to take into consideration as a disabled DJ. I can't go carrying around something that weighs 100 pounds anymore. I've got to have carts to carry the stuff I do have. And yeah, so weight's a big deal. Setup time's a big deal. Maybe it takes too long to set up. Or, maybe it just isn't doing anything for the value of your services. It happens. You buy a light that you think is really cool, but no one else cares. If the light wasn't there, you'd make the same amount of money, so it was kind of waste. Something that I've done, and I'm sure a lot of you have done this too, is you buy something hoping that you can upsell this and make some money, only to find out that either A, nobody wants it, or B, yeah, they'd like to have it, but they're not willing to pay for it, or at least what you should be getting for providing the service or the piece of equipment. This happened to me with data projectors. I can't stand doing data projection. It's a lot of work, and you've always got to work within these really weird, confined situations. It's really difficult to make sure that you've got the right cable to plug into their tablet or into their, MacBook Pro, or maybe they make a DVD for you and you put it in a DVD player and the file format isn't being read because you don't have the right codec. It's always a nightmare with data projection, and they don't want to pay any money for it. So it's not like you can say, okay, it's going to cost this amount of money, but I'm going to preview all your stuff first and make sure it works right and do a dry run. No, they want to pay pennies for this stuff, but you still need to do all the footwork to make sure it's going to work. So what I tell them is, you know what? You need to rent this stuff from somebody else or rent it from the hall, because it's just not worth the hassle for me. I'm sure you guys have your own examples of this. Let us know what they are in the comment section. One way to avoid this when it comes to making these purchases for upsells is get a buyer for the service before you make the purchase. I went through this with my kid. She's starting an event company, and she was interested in the love letters. She thought, wow, this would be really cool. I'm sure people will like them. I'm like, stop. Hold on a second. Let's make sure somebody wants this before you make this $400 purchase. All you have to do is get a picture of these and show them to people. If they like them, yeah, maybe they'll buy them. But if they don't like them, they won't buy them. We actually have a friend locally who has the love letters. We can borrow those and do photos with them or videos with them or whatever. We don't have to buy them and own them. Or maybe we'll just rent them from our friend. If it's a one-time thing, if we feel like it's going to happen over and over again, yeah, sure, we'll get a set. But otherwise, we know somebody with them who's willing to rent them or loan them to us. That's a really good workaround for that. But Yeah, let us know your story in the comments section. What do you regret buying? Why do you regret it? And yeah, I'll do another video really soon on equipment that you're really glad you bought. But hold those thoughts for the next video. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Practice and enjoy.